Hello everyone, welcome to Triple Charlie Aviation. Just want to do a quick overview of how I plan a basic VFR flight. I use Foreflight on the desktop. Kind of gives you a much bigger overview of what we're looking at. Let's go down to St. Simmons from Lumberton. So we'll start out in Lumberton, then we'll go down to St. Simmons. There is our track. Let's fly along the coast and we'll pick some waypoints along the way. So we'll zoom in. Let's go down to maybe Georgetown. Keep flying along the coast. Move over to Basso so we can stay within glide distances of shore. Maybe pick up Kathy. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's turn on our airspace, see what we have. So we do have an MOA up here. That's from 100 feet above the ground to 10,000 feet. So if that's active, we may need to shift over to this route, which is at 7,000. We can easily climb over that one. Charleston, we're going to be doing that 6,500. So we'll be above Charleston's Class Charlie airspace. And the Gamecock C MOA. That's 100 feet AGL up to 10,000 feet AGL. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one also. And there's nothing between there in Lumberton. So that's our basic flight plan. Next, we're going to need to check weather. Pull up aviationweather.gov. First thing I like to do is look at the prog chart. And we can put in our flight path, Lumberton, Basso, Kathy, and St. Simmons. Kind of give us a good view of what we're going. And we can just kind of click through and see what the weather's going to be like. We're going to take this flight on Monday morning, Monday afternoon. I like to have it set to local time instead of Zulu time. Monday morning we might have a little fog around Lumberton. About 7 p.m. everything still looks great. We can check clouds along the way. Looks like we should have clear skies the whole way. Again, maybe just a little bit of fog in the morning. And clear the remainder of the day. Check the winds. We're flying around 6,000 feet. About 35 knots leaving Lumberton down through South Carolina. And in the low 30s between South Carolina and Georgia. Looks like it's going to be pretty much on the beam. And turbulence report. We're flying at 6,000. Real light areas is what we like to see. Nice smooth flight. Like to stay away from these dark yellows, greens. Going back to the prog charts, If you're new to aviation and you're not too familiar with product charts, all the symbols, you do have the legend down here. And this will give you all of your symbols that you need to know. Fronts, troughs, turbulence, icing. If you still need a little bit of help with the product charts with aviation weather, you can go to Weather Briefing and click on the area that will best help you. We're going to be mainly in South Carolina and Georgia. We'll click on here, and then they will give you a weather briefing for that area. It is narrated, so they will explain everything that goes on. So it's just a helpful tool. All right, everything looks good. We should be good to go for Monday. Something that Foreflight does on the iPad versus the desktop version, it'll give you wind predictions for your altitude you selected. So we had 6,500. This is a 13 knot headwind. We can drop down to 4,500 and only 5 knots of a headwind. Couple gallons less fuel, or we could drop down to 3,000 feet and have calm winds. So let's choose 3,000 feet. We'll pack for the flight. And we'll send that to flights. The 360 camera timed out and turned off before I could start recording, so I don't have any of the footage going down. So all I have is the inside. We have Lake Waccamaw, that little lake on the right hand side, and then the Atlantic over on the left. And I'll bring you guys back for the landing down into St. Simmons. Taking off from runway 22 at St. Simmons was beautiful. Flying over the golf course toward the sun before making a left-hand turn toward the northeast and start heading home. coming along. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight. Flying along the South Carolina-Georgia coast with the endless maze of waterways is pretty beautiful. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and I will see you guys on the next one.